Hey guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. It's been a while, hey? I think holiday made people lazy, so does I. Yeah, it's been a while, so I thought I'd finally log on, get back to my usual routine, and then have a chat with everybody. How's everybody's New Year's or Christmas? I hope you guys have a good one. You know, it takes a lot of effort for me to pull myself out of the dark side, but anyway, I'm all good now, and let's try this again. Anyway, my name is Ruowen Huang. I am an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. Today, we're gonna talk about perception. I think I mentioned it before in episode before, but then I always want to dedicate one, right? Because let me refresh you really quick. If you guys follow my blog so far, you probably understand we talk about karma, we talk about reincarnation, we talk about why you choose your parents, soulmate, platform, task, purpose, whatever, right? In order to get all those all work, you need to start with something that is perception. Perception is a very interesting thing. I'm not saying I mastered it, but I sure gone through the good and bad of perception. But before I start, I want to talk about if you guys have kids, like I do, you probably hear your kids use this sentence all the time. That is, everyone is doing this, but I'm the only one who is not. Like, everyone is doing that, but I'm not. Everyone is going to the party, but I'm not. Everyone is, having a sleepover, but I'm not. You know what I mean? So in my household, I like to question my kids, who is everyone? And then they will say, well, everyone. I say, no, who is everyone? Because everyone, in my definition, means you already go to talk to everyone in the world. And I'm pretty sure if you talk to everyone in the world, whatever you just tell me, that is not true. Right? So my kids always get frustrated because I would call on them on that, because they say, you know what I mean, everyone. I say, no, just because you think it's everyone doesn't mean it is everyone, right? As in your perception, you believe that's your world, and then that is everyone. Therefore, you believe you have a wrong perception of that is what everyone is doing. But if you really check with everyone in the world, you'll realize they are privileged. They are not everyone in the world. So, the reason I talk about this is realize how we use the word so randomly like this. You must realize how we use it a lot to ourselves, right? We have a perception of everyone is doing that. Therefore, we decided whether we fit in or not fit in, right? Whether we're good enough or not good enough. Like, we have an idea of how things should go, what things should be, right? Therefore, we use that perception to decide if we are good enough. Do you know where I'm going with this now? So, when I start a new year with this is, you'll realize this perception is gonna take a big part of our life, right? Like, I mentioned it before, we choose our parents, our task, our purpose, our, soulmate, and things like that for a reason. The reason is then it will give us a strength and weakness we have. In order to define that strength and weakness, it had to have built a perception that is given by your environment, given by your parents or sibling or friends or whoever. Then you start building up this perception of, am I good enough or am I bad enough or something. Later on in life, what we used to do, what we do now as older people, we use our perception to tell people how they should live their life. Do you know what I mean? But what we do not know is that particular perception that we create for ourselves is actually for us to work on or keep ourselves on the right track. That is to say, you may have a perception what happy family is. So that perception of happy family either is something you're craving for, or something that you need to discover whether it's true or not true. But that ideal perception of what happy family should be may or may not apply in someone else. So, it's really not fair or not working well if you force that upon other people. Do you know what I'm trying to go with it? So anyway, what I try to say is, later on in life, I realized as I start to discover a lot of things, including disease. One thing that perception that impact us the most is actually, you may or may not notice, is actually depression. Depression, I wanna devote another episode to talk about it later. But it's basically it's when one's perception is way too far off from who they are within, right? So then they start create that first they'll create that resistance, then they start create that giving up feeling, and then when it's so far off, they no longer feel they can reach, then they tend to fall into this depression mode that I too suffer too, right? So before, so what I try to say here is, I think it's beginning of year, so overplaced, but I really want you guys to understand the importance of perception. Perception is actually for you to work on. It apply to you, but not so much someone else. We all have a perception of thing, and when sometimes we're pursuing that thing, it becomes expectation, right? So I want to give you guys an example, right? I grew up in Taiwan, born, raised there. The way I look, the height I have, or everything about me is what the society doesn't like. So I born this color of skin. My society always tease me about it, or my mother would try every other way to make me into a fair skin, because where I come from or in my generation, people think this color of skin represent labor class. So they try everything they can to fix it, right? Or even like I have a very strong calf muscle, and my height is too high for my generation of the male. So as you can see, I was always got criticism. People would tease me. People would say this is poo color or whatever you call it, right? So I grew up having this perception, thinking something's wrong with me, which I believe a lot of younger kids nowadays, no matter where you are, you probably feel there's something wrong with me, or you didn't fit into the society. But it's not until later on I start to appreciate, there's nothing I can change, really. I mean, I do plastic surgery and all that, but do I want to? No, I'm too wimpy for the pain, right? So I come to an age, I simply accept this is who I am. This is who I am. Nothing I can change. What do you want me to do? I must born this way for a reason. I must choose this color for a reason. I must choose this height for a reason, right? So it's not until later on I met my husband, and then I started to live in Canada. Then I start to realize what was used to be labeled a problem is no longer a problem. That is, people here, they don't tease my color, skin color. They will always ask, where do I go for holiday? Or, I look like I just come back from vacation. My height is no longer a problem, because, everybody here is taller than me. Or then my, muscle cap is no longer a problem. It's obviously people here like muscular look or something. So what I try to say here is your environment or your setting might make you have a wrong perception of yourself, like something is wrong with you. But what I try to say here is it may or it may not, because it may simply be a task that you design for yourself, like you can overcome to learn yourself, which is, I believe, what I was set to do when I was younger age, right? So when you are trying really hard to fit yourself into a place that simply doesn't belong to you, right? That's maybe why you feel frustrated. But what I try to say is, if you learn to love yourself, you will start to discover maybe you are just being put in the wrong place, right? Maybe you just haven't found the right place yet. But that doesn't mean anything is wrong with you, because I come to this point and realize everybody's here for a reason. We are here for a good reason, right? We may feel lost sometimes, but doesn't mean we are lost. We, might go through the process that we dislike ourselves. That doesn't mean something is wrong with us. We simply haven't had to find a way to love ourselves yet. So if you ever feel you've been trapped in a perception that everybody hates me, right? That kind of wrong perception keep pushing you to the depression or struggling or I'm not doing good enough. What I here to suggest is, who is everyone, right? Because people you know may not like you, but hey, I might like you. You don't know, right? Who is everyone? Have you checked with everyone yet? Did you really check with everyone yet? You may or may not fit into the society that you are in right now, but that doesn't mean there's no place on this earth can make you feel belong, right? So what I'm saying is, life is a journey that we learn to evolve, right? This is a life of evolution. Instead of spending time at home feeling the whole world hates me, go find out what the truth is. Go find a place that where you feel belong. Go and discover what the world really is. Because when you living in this perception, everyone hates me, I can almost comfortably say, no, not everybody hates you. You're just in the wrong place. You just been placed in the wrong place, but that doesn't mean everybody hates you, right? Got your perception correct, then you will realize, world is really a bigger place than you think. Everyone actually have a bigger heart than you think. You are more accepted by this world than you think. But anyway, very random talk. I'm getting myself to the working mode still, but great to get online and get connected with everyone again. And again, if you like what I'm doing, join me live on Periscope. Go to my Facebook or go to my website at ruowen.com or subscribe my YouTube. And till then, I hope I'm getting hang of this after all the lazy holiday. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.